Serious firefighters of Reddit, what are some ways to help keep pets safe if there's a fire, especially if the owners aren't home? Firefighter here. It's truly one of the most pleasing parts of an otherwise terrible day for me to bring someone their pet on the worst day of their life. I absolutely love animals, so I will make a sizable personal risk to bring them out safely, whether it's a lizard, a fish, a dog, a cat. Doesn't matter to me. The most important thing you can do, in my opinion, is make it crystal clear who, species, and how many we're supposed to look for. In my experience, cats will almost always get out by themselves as soon as we or something opens/breaks a door or window. Dogs will almost always wait by the door they go out to poop from. Edit. Wow, this is crazy. I just love animals and firefighting and thought this is the perfect time to share. We even have pet CPR masks for us to try and get oxygen to them. AWW. You're amazing. As a lover of aquariums, though, I have to ask, how on earth do you rescue a fish from a fire? You don't. Everything gets better once the fire is out. When the fire is out, we start overhaul. We'll make effort to preserve as much property as possible. So, if I saw an aquarium, I'd get a tarp put over it to prevent anything from getting in the water. But as a previous aquarium caretaker, fish are sensitive to temperature change, especially salt water, and I can't imagine you'd save a saltwater tank from much. I saw in a previous comment someone mentioned sprinklers. If anyone wants true peace of mind for safety, you need sprinklers. They'll keep the fire cool and allow much more time for self-rescue and reduce damage. Someone smarter than me needs to make a fire alarm that unlocks the pet cage and pet door. When it goes off, then train pets to go to the door. Problem being, pets instinctively hide rather than escape. I agree. They would have to be trained to go out the door when they heard the alarm. Train your pets to come to a specific location in your house/to you when the alarm goes off. If you do the test sound once a month and get them used to going to an exit point when they hear it, they can get out of the house faster when help arrives. If you are home when this happens, you also know where to find them, and they will be less likely to be scared and want to hide. This is very good advice for dogs, but cats. Cats love, and I mean love, routine. They are completely trainable for things like this. Have a sticker on your door about what pets you have. Lets us know what to look for. Close the door to the room they are in. That goes for everyone when they are sleeping. Get working smoke alarms. Hopefully someone will hear them before the fire is too far involved. Better yet, get a system that automatically contacts emergency services. Don't expect your pet to get out if you leave an exterior door open. Their instincts are to usually hide rather than escape. I'm a firefighter, and I can give some tips and information. I can also give my opinions, but they are mine, and not every firefighter's. First, we put more emphasis on saving people than pets. I know that probably isn't the most popular assertion on Reddit, but it's true. In addition, we will risk less to save a pet. I don't want to inform a spouse that their spouse died saving a cat. Again, not popular, but this is reality. We do primary and secondary searches in every structure fire, and if we find a pet, we will definitely pull them out. The big issue is that pets run and hide when frightened. Most pets I've found were in a closet or under a bed. Having said all that, here are my ideas. Fire prevention. If you don't have a fire, your pet will not be in jeopardy. Working smoke alarms with working batteries and tested once a month. Combustibles away from open flame. Extension cords used temporarily and not permanently. Flammable liquids stored safely. Electrical system up to code, etc. Research fire safety and put into practice. Fire escape plan. Create one and practice it with your family and include pets in it. Assembling everyone in a meeting place, including pets, will ensure everyone is out while we're at it. Include house guests too. Many people forget this. Tell the responding fire department there is a pet in the house. They will be on the lookout. With the caveats mentioned above, see if your local FD has pet masks on their trucks. My department does. We just had another successful pet save a few days ago, and the cat is doing fine. It's also great media for the department, so it may be an easy sell if you wish to encourage them. Some of our pet masks were donated by citizens. I hope this helps. The best chance of survival is not to have a fire in the first place. Make your homes fire safe. View 200D added. A lot of questions about extension cords. When I gave my advice, him going by the legislation for my area, Ontario, Canada. Please go by legislation for your area. I realize there are many instances where an extension cord, especially a surge protected power bar, is warranted. Sorry for the confusion. Also many questions about specific pets. We will do our best to get your pet out safe. When we fight a fire, we prop open doors, and if the fire is severe enough, take some windows as well. When this happens, pets sometimes self-rescue. While your unpopular opinions sound harsh, I don't want anyone, a friend, partner, or a firefighter, to die trying to save my pets in a fire. We've actually talked about how to handle it, especially the risk of smoke inhalation to our cats. We haven't actually practiced our escape plan, so thanks for that reminder. Really isn't even very harsh. While I would definitely risk death to save my dog, I certainly wouldn't want or accept anyone else to. You can buy a sticker from a pet store that alerts firefighters to any pets in your home. We put one in the window by our front door. This is perfect. You should also get some of those cards to keep in your wallet purse that say, "I have a pet at home, please call this person," so they can care for them in case you are hospitalized. Edit. Please read the comments below, mine made by some of the amazing emergency healthcare workers that took the time to reply and answer my questions. You all are awesome. The card may or may not be found, and it seems to depend on the policy of the hospital or locality you live in. I'm sorry, but if you are hospitalized, that wallet is going in the bottom of a belongings bag, never to be seen by staff again. After we see an ID, we never look in the wallet. Maybe a medical/pet ID bracelet instead? That we might have a better chance of seeing. Professional career firefighter/paramedic here. While others are giving great advice, realistically it is incredibly difficult to establish a plan with your animal. More often than not, they are incredibly aware of the house layout, but can easily become disoriented or panicked in a fire. The best tips are sometimes the exact things we stress to other humans. 1. Keep doors closed and rooms isolated. This can keep heat, smoke and fire from other rooms. 2. Keep your house less cluttered and never block potential entries or exits. 3. Lastly, and I cannot stress this enough, never enter the home again or attempt to find your animal. Let us go inside and get them for you. Many people believe they can save their animal and don't come back out. We can get in, knock the fire down, and potentially save your animal without the risk of you dying. To add to 3, depending on where you live, you may get into legal trouble if you enter a burning building during an emergency response, and may even be full on restrained by emergency service members, generally the police, if you try to. I am a FF, and we, my agency and myself, have saved many pets, from dogs and cats to parrots, fish, snakes, and even a tarantula one time. We will always do our best to save any living thing in a fire, but your pet sadly will never be a priority to save in an active firefight. We are looking for humans. If we find a pet, we will 100% grab them and bring them out. All of our apparatus with my agency have pet masks that I've used a few times. As far as tips or tricks, maybe train your pet to run to the front door when the smoke alarm goes off. I imagine this would be easiest with large mammals like cats and dogs. Those window stickers are a fine idea, but not ever in the forefront of our minds as we approach a working fire. Letting us know where your pet likely is, what your pet is, and please, for the sake of our families, don't send me into your fully engulfed house to find your baby that is actually a cat or a dog. One of the scariest close calls I've ever had was going back into a fully engulfed single wide mobile home that my partner and I ended up falling through the floor of while searching for the home owner's baby. When we finally got out, we were heartbroken and devastated we couldn't find the baby, only to see the home owner holding a small dog, saying her baby had made it out. She was willing to sacrifice lives for her dog, and that's just not okay. As a rule now I make sure to find out if the baby is a human or not before I go inside or send my guys inside. Edit to add as I stated to a commenter further down. Maybe teaching your animal to be as vocal as possible at the sight/smell of smoke would be another helpful thing for us to find them. Animals like to hide, making them hard to see. But a dog barking like crazy or a bird screaming, that's actually how I found the 2 parrots I saved, will help us. Not sure how well that can be trained though. This actually happened to my family once. Our house was on fire and my mom was shrieking about Joey still being inside. One of the firefighters, thinking a person was in the house, ran back inside, at which point my grandmother screamed that Joey is a ducking cat, and furthermore, has in the car where she put him for safekeeping after grabbing him on the way out of the house. Hope the firefighter heard grandma. Also, she sounds awesome. Please have carbon monoxide and smoke detectors in your home. Last year a faulty plug caught fire in my dad's living room. Within minutes the flat was engulfed in smoke and my dad was killed in his sleep along with our family dog who was sleeping happily by his side. They were dead before they were even aware of the fire, which was only meters away in the next room. I know this doesn't help your pets if you aren't home, but it's a simple thing to do that you would never regret doing. When you test your fire alarms, check to see where your dogs/cats runs to hide. This is likely where they will run to and hide in case of a real fire. Keep your cat carrier out all the time. If your cat is used to it being a part of life, they don't flip out nearly as bad being put in it for transport. This is a good idea. My cat hates hers. Right now it takes 2 of us to put her in. And I'm going to be moving out on my own in the near future, lol. Consider a fabric carrier. My sister's cat will murder you for the plastic ones. Fabric one she dislikes, but allows provided much treats are provided. Less fireproof though. Alternatively, wrap your cat like a grumpy burrito and then place them in cage. This may not work twice. Swaddling also works well for taking them to vet if someone else drives, but isn't the safest transport. Make sure that your pets know where the exits of your home are, and make sure that they would be able to leave through them if there ever was a fire. Things such as pet doors are great for this. If you can't do that, make it so that any firefighters who enter, and keep in mind, if it is a volunteer FD like the one I'm a part of, that it may take upwards of 20 minutes for everyone to arrive, are able to see any pets that you may have, whether that be directly or by a sign, marking, etc. If you know that your pet is inside the home when there is a fire, be sure to let someone there know. I'm sorry if this doesn't help a lot, but I'm not an interior firefighter currently, though I will be in a few years. All the deceased dogs I've seen were trying to hide under something, usually the couch. It sucks, but prepare to see dead things once you go interior. The thought of a dog trying to hide from a fire underneath the couch is breaking my heart. Sounds super specific, but let's say you're on the 2nd floor with an open window and the fire is downstairs. Is it better to throw your pet outside instead of carrying them? Never throw animals, or people for that matter, out of a window unless it is absolutely last ditch effort and the room you are in is currently engulfed in flames. I've said it above, and I cannot stress this enough. Shut your doors. Get to an open window and call for help. Stay by the window. Places towels, bedding, blankets or anything thick by the base of the door to stop smoke entering the room you are in. Edit. Spelling meaning 2 different things. I normally would never say this, but you have a small typo. I think it's supposed to say shut your doors instead of shit your doors, but whatever works for you, dude. Longer than my normal ones, so hold tight. I was 15 when I joined my fire department's exploring program, which gave me the ability to roll hose and chang air tanks. One day, after I turned 16, we had a house fire. So I hopped in my little Impala, got the FH, and followed the trucks out. Upon getting there we could see that it was pretty bad. Fully involved, I knew that the family had an outside dog and it was going crazy. Chief told me to go get it and calm it down and to wait until animal control got there. I got a leash out of my car, hooked to its collar after it got used to my smell, and I gave it a couple of potato chips. Rex then took in what was happening. He knew his family was in there and I hadn't seen them come out yet. He sat patiently waiting for them, and not long after I heard them call on the radio to call the morgue, animal control showed up, and I asked where he'd be going. Pound until he's adopted. 3 weeks later I get a call from them asking if I wanted Rex, and now own a beautiful dog. He misses his family and always whines when we go by their house on walks, but he is the life of the firehouse when I got to meetings. Close bracket. Sat. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.